No. I said no. No, no, no. No is not a bad word, but it sure does sometimes feel that way when you have to use that two-letter word. In fact, the word no for some people can have a unique and overwhelming effect on the person saying it. But it doesn't have to be that way, especially if you know how to say it well. There's somewhat of an art to saying no without losing influence. And I want you to stay tuned, and I'll share with you some of the things that I've learned about saying no. Hey there, I'm Ryan Franklin, and this is Church Leader Made Simple, and I would love for you to join me every week as I explore leadership topics that will help you get the clarity needed to move your church forward. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified as soon as I post a new session. And without any further delay, let's get to it. In most churches, the teams that support the mission of the church are usually small. If one person decides to leave the team, it can drastically change what the end result looks like. And because of this, as leaders, we're tempted to not say no to a request, even when we really want to, or even when we really need to, in order to create a healthy margin. And when we say yes, when the answer should be no, we usually just work ourselves longer and harder and just figure out a way to make it happen. And that's okay occasionally when it's really needed. But if that happens all the time, then it'll just lead to negative effects manifesting in our leadership, or worse, it may even lead to burnout. And I want you to admit something with me. Now, I need you to really do this. I want you to talk back to the phone or your computer screen right now, and I want you to admit, I can't do it all. Say that with me. I can't do it all. Doesn't that feel good, just to admit that you're not superhuman? There's no way that you and I can do everything that is asked or needed of us. We just can't. It's not humanly possible. And so we have to say no to some things. But how do you say no without losing your influence with those you're leading? I'm going to give you a few things that's worked for me. Step one, acknowledge that you understand the need that the other person has. This is called empathy. You get them. You understand that they have a need or a deficiency, and that need is leaving a gap that's a little uncomfortable. When we tune in to what people are feeling inside, many times that's all that they need. That's a key relational nutrient that is extremely powerful in connecting with others and making them feel loved and accepted in that moment. Don't overlook the power of empathy. Number two, you should deliver the truth. You deliver the truth with saying something like, I would love to meet with you, or I would love to be able to do that, whatever, for you. But it's just not possible for me right now. And then give them the real reason. You don't have to share all the details, but if your schedule is just too full, it's just too full. Sometimes I have to tell people, I'm so sorry, but my schedule is literally full for the next 2 weeks. I'll be glad to schedule you in a few weeks, or I can try to refer you to someone who may be able to get to you sooner. I don't like doing that. I want to help everyone, and this is so hard for me. But I have to keep reminding myself that I just can't do it all. Why don't you say that with me again? I can't do it all. Step three, stick to your no. If the individual is not respecting your limits and they continue to persist with some story of overwhelm, it's going to be so tempting to cave to the desire to help them. And when you do this, your margin, maybe even your health, if you do it too much, is in danger of becoming harmed. And as hard as it may be, it's so important to stick to your no. And if there's someone that you can refer the person to for help, now's a good time to offer that again. And then the last step would be step 4, give affirmation. When you go the extra mile to affirm them in the midst of their no, they'll see that you aren't just being mean to them. You aren't just avoiding them. Affirmation will actually speak to that judge within them. And it may make it a little bit easier to accept your limits. I want you to know that I love and I appreciate you. You're a tremendous asset to this team or this church. Thank you for understanding that I can't take on any more right now. In the end, there will definitely be some individuals who still don't respond well to your no. And at that point, you have to be willing to accept the consequences of the no. You have to face the facts that a relationship without limits is really no relationship at all. The healthy relationships in your life will learn to respect your no, and you will all become a better team because of your no. You'll have some margin and more time and energy to do the important things that the Lord desires you to do. So embrace your limits by exercising the word no when it's needed. I want to leave you with a few questions to ponder as usual. Number 1, what relationships in your life seem to be invading your limits? Number 2, what's one step you can take this week to say no without damaging your influence? I would greatly appreciate you hitting the like button now and sharing this content on your favorite social media sites. It just helps me get the word out and extend my reach. I hope you have a great day. God bless you.